All right, my people, welcome, welcome. Excuse the shades, just coming back in from having a fine cigar outside. First and foremost, welcome. Thank you for following us. Thank you for visiting us. If you're watching from my YouTube channel, which is Peace Corner at Peace Place, if you're watching from my website, then you're actually in Peace Place itself, whatever the case may be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment, talk to your friends, tell your mom and daddy them, tell all them people about us. We do appreciate it. Okay, so this is our very first video. That is important. It's commemorative. It's number one. Um, Also, we don't edit anything here. So everything that I say, whatever you see, it's all real time. It's all actually happening right now. We will do live feeds. We will do live streams, whatever the case may be. So if I stumble on a word, it's all good. We're just here to have fun. And that is the the that is actually what Peace Corner is all about at Peace Place, right? So what are we? We are a safe space for discussion. We like to have fun in here. We like to keep it low key. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We'll cover various discussion topics. I'll do official and unofficial product reviews. Sometimes we'll have guests, sometimes we won't. We'll talk about how to make money, how to start your own business, how to create a little extra income if you need to, how to put more bag into your wallet because we all need to know how to do that. We'll also cover some stuff that's very near and dear to my heart. So I am a veteran. We'll also cover a lot of veteran topics that are not talked about within the active duty and veteran communities. So we're going to talk about a lot here. Um, but the important thing is welcome, okay, again, for following us along. And just thanks for being here. One. So, I mean, that's pretty much who we are. That's pretty much what we do. Okay. So, again, there is a difference. Like I said, um, if you're following us from the website, which is my business, which is the information that's listed right there, or if you're following us from YouTube, either or, it doesn't matter. But just be advised if you're following from the website, then you actually are in Peace Place, right? This is my YouTube channel, Peace Corner. There will be more interactive features on the website itself. So just be aware of that. Either way, thank you. And then let's start this video. Okay, so now that we got all the preliminary stuff out of the way, um, if you're in Peace Place, you'll look and you'll notice that everything's categorized, right? So um, this is the very first video, our introduction. And what I want to do is I want to highlight and cover something, again, that's very near and dear to my heart. So I'm a veteran, okay? Initially, June of 1998, I joined the United States Navy. I did a little bit of time there, and then I swapped over to the U.S. Army. But fast forward about 24 years and some change, and I am now retired, living a great life, right? I've been retired now for almost 2.5 years. One thing that I noticed through my searches online or, searching YouTube, searching TV, whatever the case may be, there is a huge difference when you're active duty to versus when you're an actual veteran. And everybody who's been down that road, they understand what I'm talking about. When you're active duty, life is great. What do I mean by that? I mean, you got benefits that you can't even count. There's so many of them. You get paid on the first and the 15th like clockwork, right? So that's all nice. But if you stick and stay and you earn your pay and you actually retire, okay, they send you to a TAPS class, a SFL TAPS class, some type of 2 or 3 week course that is supposed to prep you for the rest of your life, even though you've been for the entire time. So for me, I did 24 years and change before I retired, and then I retired, and everything that we were doing, in the military, the fast pace, the action, the assignments, the jobs, the duty stations, all that, it just comes to an abrupt stop. And there's a huge learning curve going from active duty military, and even for my guard and my reserve brothers and sisters, that component doesn't really matter what branch you are or what component you are. We all pretty much go through the same thing to certain aspects, right? So you retire, and then all these things you are just supposed to know, and all these things you are just supposed to automatically accept. And the way the military gives it to you is they give it to you in a 2 week course called SFL TAP. So, one of the reason why we specifically made active duty military and veterans its own subcategory in Peace Place is because I wanted somewhere, again, that's a safe space, right, where veterans can actually come to and get useful information. Okay. Now, from my active duty brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters in arms, okay, whether you be Army, uh, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force. We got that new Space Force thing going on right now. Okay. Haven't forgot about y'all as well. I will also be posting stuff in here for you as well. We're going to try and keep content new and fresh. Um, every week, you should see a brand new video, and I want you to hold me to that, right? Hold me to that in the comments below. If you don't see a video every week, then let me know, and me and my staff will get on it. But what I wanted to do right now, um, again, like I was telling y'all through the research when I retired, what I realized was, yes, you have the VA. That is a component, right? That is the main component that helps veterans out. But what happens is the VA needs more people to work for them. They are inundated with information and just quite a bit of stuff. A lot of things to do, not a lot of positions, and because of that, it's very easy to get overwhelmed, right? And so, as a veteran, a new veteran at this point, because I retired about 2.5 years ago, so as a new veteran at this point, I find myself thinking, well, what do I do? Where do I go for this information? I can't talk to any of my friends because all my friends are active duty, right? So that was literally one of the main reasons why I specifically wanted to make this space within Peace Corner. So this very first introduction video will be dedicated toward that, right? And then one thing that I kind of noticed as well is like everywhere you go when you see stuff online when you're military is like this person's like, well, I'm a veteran. Well, I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. And you see these random videos on YouTube where everybody's I used to be a Navy SEAL, I used to be an Army Ranger, and I used to be this and I used to be that. And that's all fine and dandy, but the majority of that stuff ain't true. They're telling lies, right? So what I wanted to do um, was when I retired, my soldiers actually got together and they made a retirement video for me, right? So I wanted to actually play that retirement video in my first video. I wanted to do that, number one, to say thank you to all of the soldiers, Marines, sailors that I've worked with over the years. I've been to 10 separate commands. Um, and I wanted to take a little bit of time and just kind of thank them for that video. And I wanted to play that video on this first introductory video of Peace Corner, of Peace Place. Um, because as we move on, with this YouTube channel, I post more videos. What that does for you, the individual viewer, right? Um, it basically validates what I'm saying. So you don't look and on your screen, your computer, your phone, your iPad, or whatever the case may be, or whatever device you have, and you see this crazy looking bald guy with a scraggly beard and shades, and you're like, well, what does he know about being a veteran? Okay. The cool thing about this is I'm actually going to show you. So give me a minute and I'll pull that video right up. Okay, so the video is playing. Understand that these are a bunch of stills. Um, that's behind a backdrop of music, right? So I can't play the music due to copyright because there are a bunch of songs. They put a lot of thought and effort into this. And so what you're seeing is you're seeing symbols and unit insignias and emblems of all the commands that I've been to, right? So I joined two branches, and I did 24 years and change. And so, what you're seeing in chronological order, you're seeing all the commands that I've been to, right? And that's what they're showing here. I love that picture right there. That was the USS Abraham Lincoln, very, very first duty station, right? CVN 72, Stankin Lincoln, right? Oh, yep, that right there. So, when I first joined, I was a deck seaman, and I joined through the Seafarer program. Well, for those of you who went through, you already know. Fast forward a couple years, and now that last picture that you saw, I was on a VBSS team, Visitor Board Search and Seizure. Um, that was a pretty cool job. I may or may not talk about that. Yes, I'm a huge weapons guy, so these are all stills and weapons that I've created for people or either for myself. That's a video, excuse me, of me at the range. I go to the range all the time from time to time. You know, that was whatever I shot that day. Okay. Yes, I am a shock trooper. Or, I used to be. I'm retired now, but yep, I was stationed at North Carolina, Fort Bragg, aka Fort Bragg, and I was in 4th Brigade Combat Team, 508th STB Special Troops Battalion. Um, yeah, we had great times, great bunch of guys, great bunch of ladies out there. Um, some of those times I carry with me, a lot. Okay, so now you're seeing some airborne operations that we did. Um, One of those pictures that was back there was from one of my deployments. So I used to be on a mid team, and we used to go around training people, different things. So because of that, I've been around the world quite a bit. Um, if you count my last duty station before I retired, we lived in Germany, and I was stationed there for 3 years. So if you count that, then I have made 26 trips outside of the United States, right? Within those 26, five of those were actual combat deployments. So I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan. And then some of these pictures that you're seeing are a mix of both AOs. And then some of the people who I serve with, these are all my battle buddies, just us kind of doing our thing. These pictures right here are from Afghanistan. It was a long time ago. That picture right there is from Iraq. But um, yeah, and it's funny because I'm looking at this video now with y'all. I actually haven't seen this video in a few months, so it you know definitely brings back memories of times times long ago. Yeah, definitely brings back memory of time long ago. Um, so when I joined the Navy, I was a what they call a GMG, a Gunners Mate Guns. I don't think it's separated now, but back in those days, early '98, it was. Um, so we used to have what they call GMGs and GMMs. And so what a GMG is a gunners mate guns, and what a GMM is a gunners mate missiles. So my specialty when I worked in the Navy was small arms weapons, crew serves, hand grenades, and all shotguns. And then um, I basically taught people how to use those weapons um, and pretty much everything that goes along with that. So I did that for several years, and then I swapped over from the Navy to the Army. I got out. I was out for almost a year, and then I went back in. But when I went back in, I went in through the Army, right? And I'm going to pause right there because I want to talk to that for a little bit. Um, and then I went back in the Army. When I went back in the Army, I was a 31 Bravo, which is military police. And then I pretty much did that until I retired. Okay. So I paused right here. Um, this was the destruction that was left in the horrific tornado that happened in Joplin, Missouri, many, many years ago. Shout out to the people of Joplin. Shout out to the people of Missouri. I was not there for the storm. However, I was there after it happened. I was doing some training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And after this is literally the day after Joplin happened, I was part of my friends and we were part of the rescue squads that went to go help people, get out of the wreckage and help to recover bodies and stuff like that. But um, I just want to pause right here because, you know, one thing that I want to say to everybody is the fact that, hey, so this world that we live in, yes, it is big and it's wonderful in all of its grandeur, but, we have to be aware the world is really small as compared to the universe. And we have to learn to treat our environment, um, the way that we want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then when disasters and stuff like this happens, then we all have to come together and we all have to help. That's the thing, you know. Um, Me and my buddies, we heard about this, and like I said, we were doing training at a different base for something else, and when we heard about it, a friend of mine, he immediately called and we formed a team and we ended up going down there and we ended up helping out, with the search and rescue and just kind of helping those people out down there for as long as we could. So this is a very near and dear memory to my heart. I have never seen anything like that. I would have to check and do the research, but I am pretty for sure that that was one of the strongest series of storms that we've had in America for a while. I think they measured tornadoes on the Fujita scale. And if there was something above an F5, which there's not, then that's what would have been there at Joplin. But these are the pictures you see here. You know, um, just heart goes out. I still pray, even to this day, for some of the things that we've seen, on that day. So that's a picture of me when I was in Hawaii. I was stationed in Hawaii. Some of the crazy times that we had down there at work. And yeah, it's just Hawaii was a great duty station. I'll leave it at that. How about that? Um, yeah, so that's a picture of me back in the day. You can tell it's old by the uniform. So this is me and my buddies. We were graduating drill sergeant, going through drill sergeant school. That's a picture of me graduating, right? And so right now, because this will not be copyrighted, what I want to do is I want to play this um, in memory of my soldiers, right? So as a drill sergeant, one of the things that we do is we get people to kind of like break out of their shells. And um, I think that I'm pretty okay at motivating people and getting people to do things that they feel like they're not ready to do. But it turns out that they're actually way ready to do them, you know. But these soldiers that I'm getting ready to show you here when I was on the trail, they were very shy, didn't want to talk to anybody. And so, for that specific job, one of the things that we had to do was, inspire, motivate, and push people forward. And so after our program, which was 10 weeks, they were getting ready to ship. And, just a totally different person from, day zero when they showed up till, day whatever when they left. And you can hear it in their voice. The reason why I recorded this at the time is because these were, again, my most shy soldiers. And they really just worked and came out of their shell, and they were just totally different people within their own right. They were little bitty mini superstars, and I'm very proud of them. And I just like how it sounded. I haven't heard Cadence in a long time. So I tell you what, let's listen in on this one. Turn the volume up, turn it down. Let's see what we got. Army, army, can you see? Army, army, can you see? Gotta stay loyal to the soldier's grave. Gotta stay loyal to the soldier's grave. Mama, mama, don't you cry. Mama, mama, don't you cry. I promise that your baby's gonna get home alive. I promise that your baby's gonna get home alive. Brother, brother, can you see? Brother, brother, can you see? I wanna see my enemies fall in flames. I wanna see my enemies fall in flames. Sister, sister, don't you please. Sister, sister, don't you please. I promise that I'll be home for your wedding. I promise that I'll be home for your wedding. That's a picture of me and my battle buddies right there as we're going through the trail. Just random pictures of when I was a drill sergeant. This is a picture of graduation. This is more Cadence. See us graduates all around. That's a picture of me after we were teaching the soldiers, combatives, pugils with the sticks. That's a picture of me and one of my sons. Again, a picture of me and my friends, my battle buddies. That's actually my oldest boy. Um, this is a group that is getting ready to graduate. So drill sergeant to me. I still like to hear cadence, but again, those are soldiers that were totally inspired and motivated. Oh, we got one more. Hold on. It's amazing. Hey. Amazing. Hey. Amazing. One of my favorite things about that job was the how you could actually see it change. You know what I'm saying? You know, every service member knows this. As you PCS, you move to another duty station, you meet a whole bunch of new people, you see a whole bunch of new stuff. But these service members themselves, though they might be new to you as you're in the new duty station, they're still in the military. The cool thing about being a drill sergeant was you actually got to see that transition happen. Going from civilian to soldier, that was awesome, right? So one of the most rewarding jobs that I've had, you know. Um, and then I'm going to pause it on this video right here. So this is me preparing for one of the drill and ceremony competitions that we used to do. So I'll actually turn the volume up on this one. So let's watch this, see what happens. Yeah, I remember that coming in with the flying V. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And you know what's so crazy about watching this? They say hindsight's always 2020, right? You know, a lot of these kids, minus the ones who were in ROTC or JROTC, and it was only like two or three of them. A lot of these kids had no idea what drilling ceremony, marching, what any of that stuff even was, and just again to just watch them go through that, is really, really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Y'all over here got me going down memory lane, man. It's wild. Man, that young man got some bass in his voice, don't he? That was back in the day. Back in the day when I was pistol, shotgun, and shell. I'm retired now. I ain't doing none of that stuff. But I did it at one point in time. I did it at one point in time, definitely. One of my favorite jobs, hands down. Hands down, one of my favorite jobs. set, move. Marker, move. Right shoulder, move. Mark, move. Perfect, free. And that. Rest positions at the halt. Man, I'll never forget that from drill sergeant school. Let me tell you. Ready, free. Two. Attention. Up. Feet. Up, out. Feet. Up. Feet. Backward. Move. Up. Out. Two. Left step. Move. Up. Two. Right step. Move. Up. Two. Right. Feet. Choppy steps, short choppy steps. Yeah. I don't even know if I can yell that loud now. Oof. My diaphragm is old. Oh man. Yeah, that guy right there. I know him well. Oh, face paint. Lord of mercy. And you know what's so funny? I always watch the movies, and when the actors when they're playing military guys in the movies, and they put on, I don't know what kind of face paint they're using, but it's like they put on face paint, and then in one scene you see him wearing face paint, in the next scene the face paint is worn off. Like I wish we had that face paint when I was in. Let me tell you, because that stuff we had, you put that stuff on there, and that stuff stay on there. Lord have mercy. I felt like I was scrubbing the heck out of my face to get that stuff off. Whenever training was over, whenever I was actually able to go home. So, um, rappelling is always fun. This is a confidence thing, for the soldiers during initial training. And then once they're already in the military, this is just simply learning how to do it, right? So, this is what we call the Aussie. And it's just a really cool way to come down the wall, pretty much is how it works. The only difference is, when you watch a Tom Cruise movie, he's doing that for fake, and when you watch me, we do it for real, right? Um, yeah. So this is the. Um, I want to say I was working in DC here. Yeah. So this is either me working for the old guard. I was in the only MP platoon in the old guard, 29th MP company. Um, we do all kind of crazy stuff there. One of the things that we did was ceremonial security, which is really, really wild. A very busy job, but presidential security, um, all the important people up there at DC, all that type stuff. And this is a trade show that I did a little bit later on. By this time, I am working at staff for the military district of Washington. Um, what was this? This was the best warrior competition. Yeah. So that is um, uh, the Army does what they call the best warrior competition, and that culminates with AUSA's convention, which is done every year. So this is like a very cool thing for soldiers, like esprit de corps, morale type stuff. Um, Definite bragging rights, because how many people can go through a competition of their entire service, and for the winners, they can say, hey, they won. So it gives them bragging rights for that year, or I mean, really for the rest of their career at one point in time, saying that they were, the best soldier out there of all the people who competed. So it was really cool. And again, I really wish I could play the audio for y'all on this, but I can't. There's just, there's so much music back here. There would just be no way. This thing's got to have 40, 50, maybe even 60 songs. There would be no way for me to just give all those people credit, in my YouTube video. Um, but if you follow us on social media, you can actually, from my website, you can find our business page. From my business page on Facebook or Instagram, you can actually find my personal page. And if you wanted to hear all the background on this, just scroll down far enough to when this actually happened when I retired, and then you can actually see the full video, right? Um, so, yep, we're wrapping up to the end of this video right here. This is, I actually drove a tank. Yep, we're wrapping up to the end of this video right here. That is me in Germany. And then one thing that's always important, and I want to pause it right here, as it plays. So these are soldiers who, um, they joined the military to fight for their country, to stand up for our freedoms. And they deployed and they never came home. They died for their country, you know. And in my opinion, these soldiers, these service members made the ultimate sacrifice, you know. And I am truly thankful for the sacrifice that they made. They made that sacrifice so that we could all be free here, today. So we call them Gold Star families, which are the surviving families. So if you know any of those family members, or you know someone who's lost someone, just walk up to them, shake their hand, give them a hug. You can't imagine, what they went through losing, one of their their family um, for this. So these are all the people who my unit lost during our last deployment. This was my way of paying them homage and telling them that I will always love them and respect them for what they did. You know, um, yeah, yeah. And of course, that was me before I retired. Doing what I do. Yeah. What kind of cigar was that? Okay, yeah. That's an acid, a Cuba Cuba. Yeah, we'll talk about those during the reviews, right? So the Cuba Cubas, the acids are made by a company called Drew Estates, and they make some great products, absolutely great products, right? Fan of acids, more of a fan of the Underground series, but again, we'll talk about that on a different video, different time, right? So, 24 years of service, 2 branches, 10 commands. Uh, 23 times overseas. Okay, so my numbers were a little off, right? 5 combat deployments. Yeah, did a lot. Did a lot in a short period of time. Did an awful lot in a short period of time. Um, the original Punisher 7 is officially signing off the net. Yeah, shooters keep shooting. That's actually a pick from my Navy days. I used to work for the CBs. It's like my first duty station right there. I was a gunner's mate. We're on the flight deck doing something. Who knows? Yeah, fun times. Anyways, um, anyways, I just wanted to go through that video, and I want to take a little bit of time out, and I wanted to say to the soldiers who, number one, forced me to give them all that footage, who commandeered my phone and my computer, um, but for y'all to do that for me on my way out the door, you have no idea how much that meant. You have no idea how much you touched me. It actually makes me emotional even thinking about it, that you thought about me enough to even do that. You know, for all the people who I've worked with over the years in the military, good, bad, or indifferent, thank you for everything, number one, that we went through. Thank you for what you taught me. Thank you for what you showed me. And then, some of us are still friends right now, you know. Um, but like I said, In Peace Corner, we are going to be talking about some topics that deal specifically with veterans and specifically with active duty military and stuff that I think that they should know that was never told to me when I was in that position, you know. So at this point, you've seen my validation, you've seen my proof, so you know where I'm coming from. Um, Welcome to our adventure. I think I'm going to wrap this video up because I'm getting kind of hungry. Um, but again, if you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on my website, which means you're in actual Peace Place, that you're watching Peace Corner, then I appreciate it. Again, our business information is listed right there. Okay. Do me a favor, like, follow, comment, subscribe. You can put your comments in the comments below. Make sure you click that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And then, just follow us on our journey. I appreciate you for sticking with me for a little bit. And then we will definitely be back here shortly. Hold me to the one video a week because that's exactly what's going to happen. All right. Again, thank you for coming down to Peace Corner. You are at Peace Corner in Peace Place. This is our safe space for discussion of all the topics listed. 2 and 2, be right back at you. Have a blessed day.